Dark Magician among, well, some Dreaming Girl, and yeah, this metagame report is kind of insane. Alright, for the 30% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button, smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. We're going to be looking at our metagame report for the block of some very interesting shenanigans here. Now, the first list we're going to be looking at here is a Labyrinth Splash list with the Dreaming Girl and her minions. Now, those of you that remember, I mean, this entire engine is going to be used to basically clean out your extra deck. We are playing the trap card. Just allows you to banish everything from your extra deck, and then you banish your opponent's extra deck for the turn. It is pretty gimmicky, I'm not going to lie to you, at the end of the day, that we're getting the chance to see this deck actually work. But this is kind of a unique level of synergy that we really haven't seen before, kind of coming together. And I like the idea of what they're trying to do here with this deck. And I would love to see something like this actually transition over here. But this looks like the Master Duel special, I feel like, here. Next up is our dear favorite, Constellars. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Obviously, Teller Knights feels a lot better at the end of the day with this, all right? Like, there's no real ifs, ands, or buts about that. That package is going to feel so much better. But the way that they're trying to play this is obviously, you know, you're going to climb up into Ptolemaeus or, you know, the Constellar Knight Diamond. You're going to start the no fun allowed machine for 2 elements. Yeah, this deck has its best matchup against here. It's kind of unfortunate that I really wish that, you know, this deck would get the chance to shine elsewhere in the metagame, but those are your strengths. Obviously, rank 4 turbo is one particular thing, but yeah, it definitely opens up the door to some unique plays out here for the aspect of rank 4 turbo, ranking up, ranking down, and just getting access to the multi-layers that you're kind of getting with this deck. Next up here is Dark Magician, sporting off a lot of Illusion of Chaos. So, to be fair, Illusion of Chaos is going to be your main fuel engine for this deck. As much as you don't want to see or hear that, it still is going to be like the big thing that's going to bring this deck together, because it bridges the gap to essentially whatever you need to. Now, this deck is playing Skill Drain, which is kind of interesting. The fact that essentially you can just roll a Dark Magician on out here, and you can start hiding behind like bigger monsters. That in itself, it's not an amazing strategy, to be honest with you, but you know what? It gets the job done, I feel like, at the end of the day here. So, yeah, some love out here for the Dark Magician of the Skill Drain. Definitely, I don't really have anything else to say about this. I think it's kind of cute at the end of the day, but how consistent is it? Like, how many results are you going to be getting out here? And I mean, it should be getting something. Next up is going to be Bugs. Yes, Bee Trooper out here getting some love. Now, for those of you that have been wanting to see more Bee Trooper support, the OCG sometimes will have this deck show up. It's unfortunately not like the greatest deck in the world, but Insect players do get some of that generic support that definitely helps this out and gives it the chance to shine. All right, now, unfortunately, consistency issues and other things aside, you're still playing Bee Troopers, which is sometimes a subpar engine, and because, you know, you don't have the most optimal goodies in the world for this deck, you can kind of run into some issues. But your synergy with Maxi is pretty strong because it is in-house for the Insect archetype, and, you know, Scary Moth kind of gives this deck some kind of cool play lines as well. So I do like some of the ideas that they're trying to do with this. It just feels a little bit short sometimes. Next up here is Ice Jade. First of all, I love Ice Jade as an archetype. Everything that they were trying to do for this archetype, for it being like the big synchro, you know, like deck for its time, it needed 1 to 2 more good cards. And to be honest with you, the last line of support definitely helped make this deck a lot better than it really seemed like it was. But full disclaimer, you're still playing Ice Jades. I know it's still, oh man, it's still a little bit rough out here, because like just coming off of the Bee Trooper list and looking at this, you're just like just a little bit more, and you could do something. But it is in a stable enough place that the extender that they just got gets the chance to interact with the deck. So you can kind of do something. But I mean, this did top an event, so that is something that you do kind of got to consider at the end of the day, is you take your success where you can get it. So definitely is something. All right, what else we got back here? We have some trap tricks. You know, ever since the structure deck came out, this deck didn't really do much. Though this one's getting kind of saucy because I see that we are playing Boreas in here, and we are playing Thurion Regulus. So because Boreas is a plant monster, you are kind of riding the line of the synergy that you're already getting anyway, because half the trap tricks are, you know, plant and insect anyway. So whatever combo lines you can get up, equipping a trap tricks monster, or, you know, equipping the Thurion Regulus onto your Boreas, kind of cool. I will give them some credit for that. I like the idea of what they're trying to do with this. Extra deck synergy looks fine. Your slide deck, they're trying the Divine Karate down there. I think you shouldn't have a problem resolving combo lines with this. You should go into a pretty good position overall if you're playing this, or at least should be able to get some sort of wins with this, I feel like. Next up here we have your super heavy samurai. Now, is this no Chaos Ruler in here? Well, that's a shocker. We're also playing one Branded Regained and one of the spell, one of the trap. Basically, most of the time, Super Heavy Samurai don't even want to see spell and traps in the deck, but they're playing this package as like a supplement engine, because once you kind of start comboing off anyway, you'll be able to set them up, and then they're just going to sit on the field anyway. So it's not going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form, as long as you know you're doing full combo, and then you can Lubellion them on up midway through, or something like that. That's kind of the thing I like about this deck, is your combo lines don't interfere with a lot of the things that you're tending to do here. So I'll give it to them. It's definitely good. You always think people want to see Sekka's Light in this deck, but to be honest with you, the OC... Oh, no, never mind. We do have Pega Ruler in here. Cool. So Turbo 9000, awesome, fun machine, the deck. Oh, man. Next up here, we have Manadome. Now, all intents and purposes, a lot of the very early Manadome lists were playing, I believe it was Sprite packages with this deck, because it gave the deck a chance to at least have combo extenders. Well, I see that we are playing Vicious Stroud down here, so that's going to give this deck full combo lines in order to capitalize, once again, punish the opponent. I also like the fact, you know, Vices of Stroud turns into, you know, the Link one, and then you start going for Reichtophobia. Of course, the entire Scareclaw combo is just how you're aiming to get Vicious of Stroud set up, and then once you touch down into Vicious of Stroud, you start trying to control your opponent. Very large monster go burr, effectively, is the best way to really say what the game plan is for this deck. But Manadome definitely did not hit the mark. It needs more support. I don't really know what they can give to the deck, but all things aside, they're trying out here, it feels like. We'll have to wait and see if we get another wave of support for this deck, and if it gives it a chance to kind of shine here. So looking forward to that. Next up here is a 60 card pile sporting off Necroface. Now, the only reason why I wanted to include this in here is because these hodgepodge decks are always hilarious to see, and especially since you have, what, Super Heavy Samurai, you have Thunder, Necroface going on here. See, we have Raidens in here, we have Shuren Saga, some tier elements going. How many engines can you stick together into one place and actually have it work out? Well, your answer is a lot, actually. And that's the complex thing. Grass Looks Greener is an insane card, man. It just opens up so many stupid good doors for people, and it just shatters your expectations out here for what you can really expect. So good stuff for finding success out here with the pile, as we're going to call this, because, oh man, this is... imagine having to like resolve all of these, knowing where your one-ups are, and just all of that. Ugh, a mess. And then we also have Pendulum Magicians. Now, this is kind of cool. You don't see a lot of like the Performa Pow, like full good stuff. I see that we are playing Unicorn Fender, as you should be, because those cards are absolutely amazing at the end of the day. We're playing the one Greedy Venom Fusion Dragon. Yeah, everything for this list looks pretty cool. It's just going to be standard Pendulum Magician / Intermate stuff. And then you're just going to set up big combo lines and kind of laugh at your opponent. So that's all we have for this chunk of the Metagame Report. The reason why I wanted to do this was to kind of showcase more of the interesting little decks out here. So guys, please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons! Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.